Okay, welcome to my latest Oxford MAT video. This is question D. Question B and C should have already been uploaded by now. We're going to go through question D and we're going to go through question D. I'm going to change the colour to purple this time just to jazz it up. And now we're going to go through it. It says the largest value achieved by 3 cos squared x plus 2 sin x minus 1 equals what? And it gives you 5 options. Now, my first port of call was to differentiate, solve for 0, look for your stationary points and whatever. But that kind of led me down a bit of a cul-de-sac. I didn't really get anywhere with it. Then I looked at the answers and I found a really good method that made me feel a bit stupid. But that's fine. Half the point of maths is that you kind of feel a bit stupid afterwards. So the way they did it was, they said, right, cos squared is the same as 1 minus sine squared x. And things are always a little bit easier when you put everything in the same terms. So we want everything in sine x, in terms of sine x. In fact, now that I have this sine x, let's use some substitution and just forget that we have sine x's altogether. Let's just ignore the sine x for now. Let sine x equal capital A. So we have 3 lots of our cos squared x. We're now replacing that with 1 minus a squared plus 2a plus 1. So we have 3 minus 3a squared plus 2a plus 1. We can rewrite this as 3a squared plus 2a plus 4. So now let's just draw a line here, because we're going to just separate off into this subsection here. What they did then, which makes sense, we're going to pretend that we are going to solve for a. We can't solve for a because it doesn't equal anything. A doesn't really equal anything. So we're just going to try and isolate the a. So let's bring out this minus 3 as a common factor. Minus 3 is a common factor. We have a squared minus 2 over 3a. And let's just ignore this 4 for now. Let's put the 4 away. We don't really need it right now. Now, the way that has been taught to solve it from this point is to halve the coefficient next to our a and turn our a squared into an a. So let's just do that. So minus 3 a minus 1/3 squared minus 1/9. But this is all being affected by our minus 3, which I have just drawn over because I'm a bit stupid. In fact, I am going to just quickly get rid of that line, and I'm going to have another go at drawing it. So when we put our minus 3 into both of these, we get minus 3a minus 1/3 squared. And minus 3 multiplied by minus 1/9 is positive 1/3. The first time I did this, I forgot to implement the negative, and I just said, oh, minus 1/3. Then I added the 4, and then I didn't get an answer that was one of the options. So it says, what is the largest value? And from this, can we work out the largest value? Well, yes, because anything that is with it, if I'm going to change the colour of the pen. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I need to remember that that button does that. So what we had left from that point was minus 3a minus 1/3 squared plus 1/3 plus 4. I think it's this button. Is that the button I was looking for? It was the button I was looking for. Excellent. Okay, so pointer options, ink color, and we're going to go back to red. So this here, because this is something squared, the greatest value that it can be, no, the smallest value that it can be is 0. A minus 1/3 squared must be Oh, I've done that wrong. A must be greater than or equal to 0. If we were to now multiply both sides by -3, when you multiply an inequality by a minus sign, the inequality flips. So -3 a minus 1/3 squared is now less than or equal to 0. So whatever is on this left-hand side, it will never be bigger than 0. It can equal 0, but it cannot be bigger than 0. Now, how does this here differ from our expression? Well, we're missing off these two numbers here, 4 and 1/3. Or, if we make it improper, 13/3. Now, if we add this to both sides, we have 13/3 minus 3a minus 1/3 squared. We can now say that this can only be 13/3 and then less, because we're taking away 3 lots of something that can be at the smallest 0. So after 13/3, it will only get smaller. So we know our maximum value now. Our maximum value is 13/3, and 13/3 is option B. So we know our answer is B. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to do one more video for now, and then I will kind of see how I feel. If I carry on. I might do, I might not. See how I feel.